Hey, how are you? It is Fern here with you, and I am a dog trainer and behavior consultant, if you don't already know that. And what I thought I would do today is tell you kind of my journey and how I ended up doing this, because this is not what I ever thought I was doing, becoming a dog trainer, working with people and dogs all day. This is not something I thought I would do. It's not something I set out. It's kind of funny the way this happened. It's actually my 5th career, believe it or not. So what happened, I'll tell you the whole story real quick, because I think it might be of value to you. So I went to school, I went to Seton Hall University, went to college. I graduated in 1992, and I was a communication major. I was an advertising art minor, and I had a business certificate, which is like a mini minor. What that means is I had no freaking idea what I wanted to do. So I just did a whole bunch of stuff. I actually picked my major because it required the least amount of math. I am not good at math. Math is never my strong suit. So that's how I picked my major. So I did all that, graduated, and out of college, I became a graphic designer. And I eventually found a job working in New York City, right in Times Square, and I worked for an advertising agency. Did that for a little bit, but then decided I wanted to do something I cared a little bit more about. So I always loved animals. So I got a job at the Bronx Zoo, still at the Wildlife Conservation Society based in the Bronx Zoo, and still in a graphic design capacity. I worked on their newsletters and magazine at the time and helped with their maps, designing their maps and things like that. Did that for a couple years. It was a fun job because I got to hang out in the zoo. I got to eat. I made it a kind of preference for every day I would eat lunch with like a different animal. I just go bring my lunch and sit outside and watch different animals. It was really cool for a little while until I realized the zoo is like any other business, and it has the same old problems and office politics and everything about business. So after doing that for a few years, I decided to pursue another one of my passions, which was physical fitness. So I then decided to become a personal trainer. And I went and worked one-on-one with people, typically adults. I did work with some younger athletes, and I helped them get in better shape, improve their lives. It was really cool, fun job. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Now, why I was doing that, animals was still close to me, so I was kind of doing some part-time work working with reptiles and amphibians, where I would come to people's homes. I did birthday parties, I would go to schools, and I would teach people about reptiles and amphibians. I'd bring some animals with me, and I would let the kids touch the animals, talk about them. It was a lot of fun. Didn't really make me a lot of money, but it was a lot of fun. I had a good time. That was more of a part-time gig while I was doing this other things. But after I was doing personal training for a while, I decided that, you know what? I need to make some money. Huh? Yep, I decided I wasn't making enough money, and all my friends were making money. I got to make money. I wanted to be rich. So I took a job just for the money. And a friend of mine gave me an opportunity to become a recruiter for high-level software sales executives. And immediately I tripled my salary, instantly. And through a bunch of situations that happened, I ended up making more money than I had ever done to date at that time. Again, 3 times as much as I made as a personal trainer. So I was making more money than I ever did, but I was as most miserable as I've ever been in my life during that time. I only made it 1 year. So I've done a lot of things. That was the shortest. And even though I was making the most money, I was really unhappy. And that's where I realized that sales is not for me, especially a high pressure environment like that. And I had to get out of there. So I quit on New Year's Eve. I couldn't even wait till New Year's Day. I had to quit New Year's Eve. Got out of there. And just to get out of there, I took whatever I could. And I was lucky enough to get another opportunity from kind of a friend of a friend who offered me a job as a real estate appraiser. So I started to do that. And I did that for a number of years. Now, this job was a very dangerous job for me. Not because it was dangerous itself. And I think it's the same reason that a lot of people get in trouble. A lot of people, I think, find themselves in this situation. So as a real estate appraiser, I did not hate it. No, it wasn't that bad, but I really didn't love it. I mean, I definitely didn't love it. It wasn't my passion, not something I wanted, to do. not like if you met me at a party and you said, hey, Fern, what do you do? I'd say, oh, I'm an appraiser. And that was it. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want anything. That was it. I would just end right there. So I described my years, because I drifted as an appraiser for quite some time. I described my time as an appraiser as I was comfortably unhappy. And this is where a lot of people find themselves. So I didn't hate the job enough to leave it, because it did afford me some freedoms, like I could make my schedule, never had to go to an office, but I was not at all passionate about it. Didn't get me excited. I was just waiting for, the day to end. I couldn't wait for Friday, go on vacations, I find a lot of people are like this. So I stayed in that job longer than I ever should have, because I was comfortably unhappy. I wasn't pushed enough to find something better. And a lot of people end up drifting like this, comfortably unhappy for decades. And they think they can never get out. But then luck was upon me, okay? As luck would have it, if you remember 2008, the housing market, the real estate market crashed. And overnight, I had no work as an appraiser. No one, the banks were in trouble, everything, nobody was refinancing, there was nobody buying homes. It was horrible. So I had no work, and I had to figure out what I wanted to do. I was 38 years old, and now I have to figure out what to do, start over. I had just gotten married, getting ready to start a family. And on a whim, I remember looking through job boards. I think it's still in existence, the Monster board. It was like this online job board. I remember looking at all these jobs every day. I would just look through, trying to find something that I might be good at, something I do. And I was getting desperate. I was going to need money pretty soon. And in a corner of my eye, I saw this little tiny listing for dog trainer. And I was like, I'd forgotten that even was a job. And, I looked down at my dog Haley, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I have a good relationship with her. Maybe I can help other people who are struggling. And I thought I would love it, and I thought I would be very good at it. So with no experience, with no idea what I was doing, I decided to go for it. And very quickly, I started to see some pretty cool success, and it's been going up, up, up ever since. And I've been doing this for the last decade, the last 10 years. So why do I tell you this? To go through the, the Fern reality show and my memory lane? No, not really. What I want you to do is kind of look at my career path, all right? It was not straight, little kid, dream what you want to do, go to college and just boom, you have your life figured out. No, my line was not a direct straight line that I went over here, over there, went backwards, like, it's a mess, okay? And that's okay. So if you look at all those different careers that I've done, okay? I did graphic design, I was a personal trainer, real estate appraiser, software recruiter, dog trainer, throwing the reptiles in there, it's a half, so there's 5 main different things that I've done. If you look at those, they're all very, very different from one another, okay? With the exception of graphic design, that's the only thing I really went to school for, Now, all these things I kind of learned on my own as I went along. So in all of them, I achieved a decent level of success, despite not really loving it. Except I did love a couple though. I did like being a personal trainer, and I did love working the animals. So those things I did really, really love. But I was pretty successful in all of them. Why? Because I'm special? No, not at all. It's just because I wanted to do something, I put my whole effort into it, and I went all in. And I was able to start from the bottom and achieve success in each of those. Not because I'm special, just because I put in the effort and I didn't give up and I learned what I needed to do. So my point is not to go rah rah, look what Fern accomplished, is that you can do anything you want to. I am a big believer that there are no limits on what you can do at any age. So I became a dog trainer at 38, starting from zero, knowing nothing, and I figured out what I needed to do. I learned, I didn't give up, made tons of mistakes, and I kept pursuing, overcoming those obstacles and moving forward because of determination and will. And that's what's great about doing something you're passionate about. When you do struggle, you will fight through it. If you don't like what you do, you'll give up. So my point to you in all this is no matter what your career path looks like, you can start over whenever you want. Just because you've never done something before is no indication that you won't be wildly successful at it. Basically, if someone else is doing it, anybody can do it. All right? So I saw other people making pretty good money at dog training, making a living. Why not me? I can do it. I know what to do. I've started from the beginning many times. You just got to learn what you have to do, soak it up, work your butt off, and be persistent. So no matter what you want to do, no matter what your history of career path is, no matter how old you are, you can do whatever you want to do. And I am going to challenge you to do something you love. Do something you are passionate about. Don't waste time on this planet doing something you don't like. We work for most of our lives. Most of our waking hours are spent at work. A good percentage, 40-50% or more for some people, of our hours of when we're awake, not including sleep, are at work. How on earth, why would you ever spend that big chunk of your life unhappy? All right? I'm here to say no to that. Don't drift. Don't be comfortably unhappy. Find something that gets you charged up. I cannot wait to get up every day and go to work. It is an exhilarating feeling. All right? I want that for you. All right? So whatever you want to do. All right? If you want to be a dog trainer, that's awesome. I would love to help you do it. I have my programs you can check out. But whatever you want to do, just know I give you permission to reinvent yourself as many times as you like. And if something is great, just like in the past, being a personal trainer was great, but then it was time for me to move on. I said, okay, let's start. And I did something totally new, totally different. And I learned. I'm never afraid to start from the bottom and work up if it's something I'm passionate about. All right. So if you find what you love, put all your effort into it, you can be successful in whatever you want. All right. So I hope that helps you wherever you are in your life. And feel free to pass this video along to anybody who you think needs that little kick in the butt. But don't wait too long. All right. Life goes by very quick. And you don't want to get later in life and regret not taking these chances and doing what you want to do and seizing the moment, seizing your life early enough. All right? So that's it. All right? I hope that motivates you. I hope that helps you. And I'll see you soon. Take care.